Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to greet everyone and thank Luciani and Marcia for the invitation to take part in this event. Today, I represent the Unis group, also the Group of Advanced Studies in Internationalization, GEPAI, and my country. It was with great pleasure that I accepted this invitation to share a little bit about what we think about responsible internationalization and how we have been practicing it here. So I'd like to start by saying that universities around the globe are facing an increasingly intensive debate about strategies, values, and ethical considerations involved in international cooperation with universities in other countries. I believe that it is the perfect time to rethink global engagement strategies because COVID-19 has encouraged to reconsider what matters most. In my opinion, the pandemic clearly illustrates the need to change the values that govern the way our you know, to put the common good ahead of all other considerations. We have seen examples of universities that move from intense and often toxic competition for reputation and ranking to cooperation for societal solidarity and global connectedness. And it is in this sense that we have been working here. We are increasingly engaged in collaborative projects with partner institutions in a way that both institutions grow, develop, and benefit from the projects because we have noticed a need to link the local and the global. I could give a very practical example of this with a colleague who is also uh, I could give an example of this with a colleague who is also a panelist for this event. Our institution created some months ago a COIO course in conjunction with India's Chandigarh University where Menu works. And the engagement of professors and students was impressive, by the way. Sorry, I think there's someone with the audio open. There's, okay. So as I was saying, in a course designed to address the global job market and develop intercultural skills in students, we had the participation of students from 7 different countries and 5 different time zones in classes that were taking place live. It was amazing how this cultural variety enriched each class. So what I'm trying to say here is that in the context of post-pandemic recovery, we need to start thinking about the benefits that global engagement can bring to local, regional communities, and how civic engagement activities can have a positive international impact. The intersection of international education with sustainable development, climate impact, equality, diversity, inclusion, and social and racial justice has been seen as fertile ground for new initiatives. And then new partnership models have been considered. These include truly flexible transnational education provision, which draws more evenly on the respective expertise of both partners. Nowadays, there's an emphasis on making intercultural and international experiences accessible, regardless of whether or not a person can travel. The thing is, curricula must be reconfigured in order to integrate virtual exchange, collaborative online projects, and many other issues. Right now, we can see some changes already in progress, including more shared responsibility for internationalization, cross-institutional collaboration, and project-based initiatives. We could say that universities have been pushed to be more creative when it comes to measuring international success. Maybe start relying less on traditional metrics, such as international students enrollment or rankings. I know it's all important, of course, but I strongly believe that alternative measures of progress can be tailored more closely to an institution's mission and priorities, helping it concentrate on self-improvement and carving out a distinctive role. Because each institution is different from the other one. We are all singular. So I believe that one important thing here is self-knowledge. You have to know your institution. And more importantly, you have to know why you want to internationalize your institution. For the university I work here in Brazil, for instance, the number of international students or the number of international enrollment or even the position we hold in international rankings is not the primary reason why we do internationalization here, but the opportunities we can grant or give to our students. Finally, to finish my short speech, I want to say that for internationalization to embody inclusivity, various economic and social political contexts across the globe must be confronted, particularly issues born out of policies that leave out a great majority of the student population worldwide behind, because it's clear that most internationalization practices can only reach a very small population of primarily elite students and universities. Pushing for more responsible internationalization entails providing equal opportunities and horizontal reciprocity among partner institutions and broadening internationalization beyond the numbers offered by outbound and inbound mobility of students. We have seen that happen here in our programs. After the pandemic, with the creation of many virtual programs, we noticed a change in the socioeconomic profile of those participants, because most of these virtual programs were free for them. We were providing international opportunities for free. And those who would never be able to afford a course abroad, a mobility program, or an exchange course could now have access to international education. Another interesting point that we discovered was the participation of students with some types of disabilities or learning difficulties or learning disorders. Those students would not participate in regular mobility programs for many reasons that are beyond the point here, but they felt comfortable enrolling in these virtual classes. So, inclusion may involve providing internationalization opportunity to everybody, even to those people whose access to mobility or access to funds is limited. Most of our students here in Brazil work during the day so they can pay for their studies and study at night. Often, we hear students saying that they could not participate in mobility programs because they couldn't leave their job. They are usually afraid of leaving their jobs in order to go abroad and then come back and not have their jobs anymore. So, therefore, to conclude, I think that responsible internationalization must try to reduce the elitism of internationalization. It is exactly what the main motto of this conference says: empower people to transform realities. This is our why. This is our daily motivation to get out of that. It is the purpose of all our actions, whether they're linked to internationalization or not. We have found our why, and now I ask you, what is yours? Thank you very much.